Okay, so I think we will just go from left to right, so we can talk deeply into each character as well. So start. I will just start here. Okay, for the Trailblazer, there's only 2 Trailblazer we are going to play in the Honkai Star box for the 3.0, which is the Harmony Trailblazer and the Remembrance one, right? So Harmony Trailblazer, first you max these 3. I mean you upgrade these 3, right? And you max the talent and the ultimate. That's the only thing you need. This one can be like whatever because like you don't use it. For the relics, you use the watchmaker, and for the 0 cycle, you need the eagle set. The eagle set is like slightly better than watchmaker because you can use it on like maybe Firefly 0 cycle, right? I will just put that on the screen when you watch the video later. For the eagle HMC, the Prana can be like if you play with Firefly, you can use the force set. But for the general purpose, maybe you just play it with 1 whack for like 3 turn on like first rotation. Like on the dance is like probably the best one, but sometimes you can use something else like Memory of the Past as well. Memory of the Past gives you a lot of break effect and it gives energy when you play. So it can make your Harmony Trailblazer buff your Firefly or your break DPS a little bit more from her E4. Otherwise, you cannot get this break sharing effect and your damage will drop significantly. Okay, and so we go for the Remembrance Trailblazer. For the Remembrance Trailblazer, there is Memo Sprite, right? Memo Sprite actually copy your stat on the paper, yeah, and it's really good because like you can make this girl tanky and your Memo Sprite will be tanky too. But there's a lot of strat that what we can say is like mem run it down. If you have heard it before, the mem run it down strat, it's just like let mem die so you can get like more energy, which was utilized in my Herta to cost 0 cycle as well. I will just put it up that the mem is dying on the screen, okay? And so for the Remembrance Trailblazer, you should get her up to at least E5. If better if you can get E6, because E6 is the crit rate, right? E5 actually give you more true damage conversion. So yeah, farm up, go play the Amphoris. You just go play the Amphoris, you farm this up to E6, so it's okay. Oh, yeah, and mem does not copy the speed. Thank you. Mem does not copy our speed, by the way. Always sit at 130. The recommend speed for the Harmony, the Remembrance Trailblazer, if you want to get 3 turn, like 3 move on the first cycle, you must get her to be at least 153. 153 is the breakpoint with 1 whack, okay? With 1 whack. I will repeat this again, you need 153 with 1 whack. So you can get 3 turn within the first wave, and the second wave you can just do whatever. Because for the Remembrance Trailblazer, she has this trace, see? This trace advanced her by 30%, and the 1 whack actually advanced her by 40%, so that's 70% advance, right? So if you calculate that, so normally you need 3, right? But you advance by 70%, so you only need 2.3. In the first cycle is 150 action value, I'm correct? So 150 action value, let me see if I can bring my calculator up. See, it's 150, right? We divide that with 2.3. Is this action value, right? Then the x, yeah. So it's 153 plus 0.333333333. You can do this. No. Another, yeah. So you need 153.4, yeah, with 1 whack. But if you only play with eagle and no 1 whack, for example, you are playing with the Penacony set with eagle, right? So you actually have like 25% advance plus 30% advance. So you have only like, oh, I'm sorry, 30 to 55, 2.45. I'm sorry. Then you do this. You need 163.4 if you don't use 1 whack. But if you use both 1 whack and eagle and her trace, then you only need something like 137 or 138, something around that. So it's like 30 plus 40 plus 25, right? So it's only 95. You only need like 2.05. You only need 136.7 on 137 to be. to be like, yeah, can IMC use one whack? Yeah, IMC can use, oh, this screen is up. IMC can definitely use one whack, but normally if you play with the Herta, it's not that good to use one whack, because like what you need from RMC is this, the Penacony set. You need this to buff your Herta up, because Herta really lacks the damage percent. Yeah, but it depends on the rotation as well. Okay, so we are going to go fast for the trace. The trace, what is the important one? The important one is actually only the mem one, and this two does not cost your ball. So make sure to upgrade this to max. The rest you can let it here. You can leave it at like level 10 or level 8 is enough. You need to upgrade Memo Sprite skill and talent. This is the one that is buffing your DPS, and you make sure you just get this 3 and you get this and you're done. Yeah, okay, we're done. And the relics you can go rainbow, but the best set for her is actually the hero set. What I recommend first is the hero set, because the hero set, the set actually gives you like 6% speed on fight, and it gives 30% crit damage. So this set is like pretty good for both Remembrance Trailblazer as well as Clara in the future, because Clara also use the summon. Yeah, and for the okay, I will skip this. This is not on the menu. Okay, so we're done with the Trailblazer. Okay, for Robin, her light cone can be whatever. I think for free to play player, right? The light cone, this event light cone is pretty okay to run, because this gives attack and it makes the Robin herself deal a little bit more damage when you're going to fight. But the thing is, this light cone does not buff anyone else that much. So if you actually have something else, for example, you have poise to move at S1 or S2, actually this one is better. This one buff a lot of your DPS out, especially if you run like Feixiao and Mars or Feixiao Topaz, or you run something like Herta and small Herta. This will buff your hit damage up by the 32%, which is really high. Yeah, Robin light cone is skippable. I get it because I love her, that's all. This is a fool for fun. Don't do this, because like in the future, I mean, most of the time I don't even use her light cone, except I run like the Robin DPS, which like really need the damage from her. Yeah, most of the time I just run like Ruan Mei LC, Ruan Mei light cone. The Sparkle light cone is also fine. But yeah, if you don't have anything to run, then this event out light cone is free. Bronya light cone is actually pretty decent into Robin, because like the base, I mean the attack is slightly low. It's lower than the event light cone, that's for sure, but it's only like 100 or 200. So when you transition that into the real buff, you only lost like maybe 50 attack on your DPS, or maybe 30, but you trade it with like more energy recharge, which you get from the Bronya light cone. So yeah, Bronya light cone is actually the second best thing you can run if you don't have her like signature light cone, or you don't have any energy regen light cone, or you don't have any poise to bloom. For casual player, I would say you stick with this. This is the best. Okay. For the relics, you can use any two piece attack with like maybe the Plana can be one whack, or can be Lushaka. Lushaka is okay if you want to buff your DPS a bit more, but one whack is also good if your point is to fight the 3 action. I mean the 3 Robin out within like 0 cycle, then you need one whack. But for casual player, I would say you stick with the Lushaka for more buff for your hyper carry, or you can run a broken kill, because broken kill give like crit damage, right? But broken kill, that means that you have to do some effect rest on her as well. If you don't have to use your Bronya LC somewhere else, you can refine it. But if you are not sure, you keep it at level 1. Yeah, and effect rest would eat the attack roll. So I actually don't recommend the kill set. I recommend the Lushaka. But if you are new to the game, you get Robin, you are farming for your Herta, right? I don't think you have much choice with your Plana choice, because like the Plana, you will farm the Lieutenant Arena for the Herta. So the only support set that you will have is actually the broken kill. In that case, then the broken kill can be used. Okay. Does Robin need E2 for first? No. Actually, Robin If you really want your Feixiao to deal a lot of damage, then E1 Robin is the way to go. I mean, E2 Robin is like just for min-maxing some stuff. I mean, this is like just for PvP purpose. Because this E2 Robin actually makes like 3 out Robin without battery possible. And sometimes I can just run attack rope on Robin and get like something diabolical like 5k attack. Which is not like, it's not practical for like normal player. You see, I have like 5k. Is there any speed significant? If you run one back, you need 120. If you run Lushaka, it doesn't matter. But if you run something like, for example, you run like Sparkle and Robin combo, you use Sparkle to pull Robin up, right? Then the Robin actually needs speed boost. The breakpoint is around 137 or 136 speed. And there's another breakpoint at 145 that will make you move before the elite and allows you to fight it out before anyone hits you. Yeah, Robin can snapshot all buff. Robin can snapshot every buff, you're correct. So for example, if you like use Bronya pull and you Robin out immediately before she gets her turn, then you can snapshot her, the buff. Yeah. Okay, so for the relics, we are done with relics, right? So the Eidolon, E1 is really good. Done. Yeah, that's done. Okay, we go next. So we go for the Herta. The Herta, the newest shiny DPS on the banner. Lycon, we have a lot of choice to go for. Jingyun Lycon is really good if you have it. You don't need to put her sick. The Jingliu Lycon is really good. The Cosmos and the Genius Report, I would say Genius Report is slightly better because even in pure fiction, Herta is gonna kill something. So you can rest assured that you will get this 48% crit damage all the time. And if you can't kill anything, if you are into the 5 target scenario, the Knight of Milky Way is pretty decent. But I would stick with something like Genius Report for free to play, or even the Breakfast is pretty fine. Breakfast is on the lowest one though. And another honorable mention is for 5 target. This, like on the Eternal Calculus, is pretty decent, and you don't have to gacha a single bit. You can just go for it S5 for free. Today is peaceful. If you have it at S5, the Jingliu Lycon, right? If you have this at S5, it is really close to signature Lycon, except for the skill point part. But if you don't have this at S5, for example, you only have S1, this one will perform like really far from the signature. You better go for something else like Genius Report or something, unless you are willing to buy the Battle Plus all the way in the first place, then it's okay. Just collect one by one, you will get it eventually. Okay, so for Robin, Poise to Bloom S3, but yes, Poise to Bloom gives you the most damage. But if you cannot rotate your Robin out fast enough, then it doesn't matter. Because if you have the too many Robin ultimate up down time, then it doesn't matter. The Bronya is going to perform better. What about Himeko Lycon? I only speak about Himeko Lycon though. Himeko Lycon is good into 5 target. Even better than Eternal Calculus, but this is like off rate, right? Not everyone gonna have it. If you have one, then yeah, sure, you can use it. But if it's not a 5 target, however, it will be really bad. Because it is like 9% attack up to 45%, right? This one is like 12 straight. So you actually need 3 or 4 targets for this to outperform this. Is the Herta okay without speed stat? Yeah. But okay, I think you might have saw some content creator or other people speak that you should not get the speed trace on Herta, right? Because if you get the speed trace on Herta, it is impossible for you to run the quantum set, the new quantum set I will show you. You see this, right? The new quantum set. This one actually requires you to have lower than 95 speed for you to get 32% crit rate. What's happened? What does it mean? It means that the Herta will always have to reside on her out to pull her up, or have to rest on the memo spike to help her to pull her up, right? That means Herta will not have her own turn at all. And this also ruins a lot of strat, both in casual play and in zero cycle stuff. For casual play, if you are going too slow and your enemy just start to lap you and hit you, your mem might get 100% energy on the wrong time, okay? And it will pull Herta on the wrong time as well. And your Herta will get a lot less turn that she should get. So in that regard, it will result in less damage overall. Second of all, if you run too slow Herta, even for if you run E2 Herta, for example, you run E2 Herta with 35% advance, right? This is even worse because like you cannot sync it with Sunday at 134 speed at all. Let me show you this. I will just use Argenti for the testing purpose. So what actually happened here is like you see this, right? Sunday Robin, I think. Yeah, let me go through this real quick. Am I breaking? Yeah, I'm not breaking. So you see the speed, right? This is like 111 and this is like 155 Sunday. So yeah, so normally base Herta can use like Sunday with like at least maybe like 152 or something, and it's be fine because Herta's skill advance her by 35%. This is E2 by the way, for the E2. Okay, this is E2. See? See, now the Herta is going up front again. This is good. And now you can just basic. If you really want to like basic attack, you should basic attack before Sunday. Then you pull. See? And you skill. When you skill, then you will move before Sunday. So this means that you don't need like the 135 and 134 speed Herta. You can just run like fast, a little bit fast Sunday, something like 150 on the safe zone, and you can run base speed Herta. See? This DPS is like a little bit strong, right? You got the idea, right? The idea is right. See, I run a 152 and this is like almost the base speed. So you don't need Herta on speed boot ever, because if you run Herta on speed boot, you are gonna have like 200 effective speed or even more. You're basically like a Firefly that shoot 1 million per that. Yeah, but your SP is gonna dead. So yeah, just don't do it. Okay, so yeah, that's the E2 Herta. But for E0 Herta, you still want the attack boost to be completely fair. You don't need something like that speed boost. No. You need your nuke to hit hard, and you need some time to farm the stack up. If the Herta E2, you need base speed, only base speed. Okay, you just go base speed. No need to do something else. Just base is okay. Okay. So Herta, the light cone can be whatever. The trace should be all max. Trace, this tree should be max, because like all of her damage just scale from this tree. Phantom set is good for E2 Herta. Not really to be completely fair, because like the Herta at E2 have another breakpoint is around 130 speed. If you use 130 speed, the Herta with IMC, you can go 3 times within 0 cycle. And if you pull correctly, you actually go 4 times with zeros in 0 cycle. While if you're running a 95 or 94 speed, you will never get that. You will lose a turn. And the damage is like just marginally. It's really marginal. And the other reason why I allow the speed test is because the true sting, right? You know that true sting, if you want to 0 cycle with the Herta, you actually need some speed on her. The correct speed is like 104. So yeah, you need speed trace for that. If you like don't have any speed substat at all, you need that speed trace. Otherwise, the bug will fall off the cycle and it will not LE you. What is the condition for attack boost? I mean, every condition I use attack boost. I never use speed boost on Herta. Unless there's someone wants to borrow me the Herta to clear the content and just want her to act fast, then yeah, I play speed boost for her. Because like my speed boost is pretty cracked also. But yeah, it will deal less damage. Okay, next character. Sunday. The Sunday has one issue about Sunday is his trace does not give speed at all. And his base speed is only 96, so he's on the slower side, right? Base Lycon is gonna be his signature of course. Yeah, but the other is okay. Why is he so slow? Because HuoHuo know you really wanted to play 200 speed Sunday, right? And he does not decide for that, so he just they press his speed down to the ground. So you don't do it. 113 speed is the minimum. Oh, okay. There's another break point with Herta. If you play Herta with Jade, then you need 113 or 114 speed. I mean 113 speed minimum for Herta to take 2 turns without like some other external puller and the first cycle, because like Jade have a 50% push up, right? And the way how the action value thingy work, you would need around 113 to make her move at least 2 times in the 0 cycle. Okay, next is Sunday. So Sunday, the best relic set should be the Sacerdoce, but sometimes you want to use Eagle as well. But it is just for the 0 cycle stuff that you play the Eagle set. Most of the time you just play the Sacerdoce. The Light Cone, the signature Light Cone is the best, of course, because it gives a lot of energy to himself and it ensures the 3-turn ultimate. But if you don't have this, then the Bronya LC is fine too. Bronya LC is fine. The dance is a bit awkward to use because like if you outside of his turn, then his out buff is gonna run out really fast. Okay. Trace, for the trace, you actually need these 3 to be max. So it's pretty resource hungry because like these 3 actually buff a lot. This is like 80, right? This is like 20% crit rate. So yeah, if you play DPS with Sunday, you please note that you should reduce your hit rate by around 20%. So it's good. Don't forget to upgrade this trace too. Yeah. So for the relics, yeah, the middle set, the Lushaka is the best because Sunday give a lot of crit and the damage percent buff, but Sunday does not give any attack at all. So yeah, the Lushaka will fill up that gap a bit. E1 is good, but I did not unlock it. I just get it, but I did not unlock it. I don't even know why I get it, but yeah, I will just leave it like that. So the main stat, what you need is like crit damage body, and the tank stat, the HP maybe something like HP orb, yeah, and the ER rope. That's all. Okay, the speed should be like at least 134, but you can play faster like 140, 150 if you play something like the Herta E2 or something, or you play with fast DPS, something like Boothill. You just tune him to be like 1 speed slower than them. Okay. It's better to use Lushaka or Penacony. For ice DPS, Penacony is better. Okay, Sunday Robin. Why we are sitting? Oh, okay, because we are sitting. Okay, Ruan Mei. Why is Ruan Mei on this like one? Okay, Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei is like the OG buffer on the like 1.6, right? So she's pretty old right now. But to be completely fair for Ruan Mei, it's a pretty stable unit for like break team in general. Because like you get speed buff for her, you get speed buff for break team, and you get some more break damage when you break enemy. So she is acting like more like a sub DPS. The 10% speed is always good for newbie to like tackle all the content. The buff, this one is actually give up to like maybe 68% total damage buff. So this is also still like on the decent side. What makes Ruan Mei become Ruan Mei is this. There's 2 things. First thing is like when you have her skill up, this one, right? You have the 50% weakness break efficiency. This boosts your super break team damage up by a lot. Actually, it boosts up by like 100% or 200% just from this alone. And the another thing that makes Ruan Mei become Ruan Mei is the all-time race pen. She actually the first character that give team wide of race pen. If you don't count Silver Wolf, because Silver Wolf is a debuff, right? But yeah, This is team-wide buff that give all type raise pen, and the owl actually make her delay enemy by a lot from the flower thingy. Yeah, so for this current meta, Ruan Mei is still on the better side, but if you ask me that she is like the top tier, maybe not that much anymore. But yeah, for the build, if you run break team, then yeah, watchmaker, that's for sure. But some strat actually using ego to run her on the 0 or something. But yeah, for normal people, just run some watchmaker is the best. The speed set is also good, the messenger set, so she can buff the speed of our line up. But normally we just run like watchmaker. For the Plana, the one whack should be the best, so she can keep buff early to everyone. But you can use something like Talia or something like Force as well, because if you run like Firefly, for example, then Force is really good because you will always hit enemy with 5 weakness, right? Okay, the light cone. Her signature is one of the best 5-star harmony light cone have we ever got in this game, because like all the part doesn't matter, the break effect it doesn't matter, the energy it doesn't matter, I mean the buff doesn't matter. What matters the most is every time you start each wave you get 10% energy, I mean the 10 point of energy to all allies. This one is really good, even into like farming and stuff, in farming into like maybe farming simulation universe, farming relics, farming everything into, and all the way transition into the MOC or pure fiction play. You get this energy. This energy is like a lot. Yeah, so if you have it, yeah, congrats. But if you don't have it, yeah, Kafka is the best for break team. Or you can run Memory of the Past. If you have Memory of the Past as at least S4, S3 or S4, this one is good. But if you don't have it, then Machine Call is fine. Because when you run break, HMC will give break to Ruan Mei anyway, so yeah. Okay, so the ultra slow, there's another strat to run her though, because like normally you run fast Ruan Mei, right? Just to like cycle through her SP positive natural and just buff up and down. But for some strat, we just run something like ultra slow Ruan Mei. We just run like 0 speed Ruan Mei, or run like 120 with 1 whack. That one is also decent in 0 cycle stop, because like in 0 cycle we don't want our Ruan Mei out buff to lost in the middle of wave 2, which actually happen quite a lot if you're running a fast Ruan Mei. Because for example, if you run a 155 Ruan Mei, you will take 2 turns. You will take turn 1 to cast the out. Turn 2 will make you run one turn up out buff. Then after your Firefly move once, your HMC move once, your Gallagher move once, Ruan Mei is gonna move, and your buff gonna run out. And your buff, when your buff run out on this point, that means the other 2 Firefly jump will not have Ruan Mei out buff anymore. So yeah, it kind of breaks the 0 cycle strat. But yeah, if you're not playing a 0 cycle and stuff, you just stick with fast Ruan Mei. If you're not 0, fast Ruan Mei is better. If you are 0ing, then slow Ruan Mei is better. Because like slow Ruan Mei into non-0 cycle, after you lost her buff, you take like 3 billion years to get her out back again, so it's not practical anymore. Jingliu. Should we talk about this character? Or should we just leave her in the Mara? Okay, we're just gonna talk about the character in the past like really fast, okay? Jingliu, like clone, can be like Eon, or can be like Herta, but it's okay. Herta E0 does not need speed. And for the skill out, most of the damage come from her skill and out in the transmigration state. But yeah, for now I don't think you should build her anymore. Her base build is gonna be like ice set, okay, that's for sure. Relic switch, yeah, the base set is gonna be like ice set or the quantum set with resonant arena. So that's it. And the substat, since she get 50% crit rate for free on the stat page, you only need around 50% or maybe 40 is enough. I suggest you get to 50% crit rate, then you stack everything back to the crit damage. The attack does not matter that much. I mean the crit damage does matter a lot more, because like Jingliu can pull her friend's HP to make it become her attack, right? Okay, Acheron. Acheron is the emanator type, right, that we talked about like earlier. Acheron, the best light cone is gonna be signature that's like we know of, but the other choice is like something like Good Night Sleep Well and the Boundless Courier. This is pretty decent, but the other light cone does not perform at all. Maybe Seal Wolf light cone, this one if you have it from like 1 point something, but yeah, just don't do it. And the trace, you should max all the trace for the DPS, especially these two. This one you can leave it at like level 8, it's fine, but this one and this one should be max because they all most of the damage come from your ult. So these two should be max, otherwise you are gonna have a drop damage. The damage is gonna drop significantly. Okay, for the relics, right? You wanna use the Pioneer Diver every time, even if you are gonna hit the Quantum enemy. This set still outperform the Genius set because just how much crit damage it gives. And the Izumo is also the best because like Acheron will only always have 1 to 2 nihility on her spot. So yeah, the Izumo is always the best. This also applies for Herta too. If you play the E0 Herta, the Izumo set is pretty decent, but the damage does not go away from the Lieutenant Erna that much. So yeah, it is what it is. Okay, and for the HuoHuo, for the sustain, we just go really quick. Most sustain have a really standard build. If you are free to play, you stick with this light cone. Free to play, you stick with this light cone. Okay. If you have some budget, you actually have this light cone at S5. This is good into summon meta. You never pull for 5-star limited light cone for healer and preservation unless you have a lot of money to spend and you want to waste your money, just like me who waste the money for this cute Lingsha light cone. See, this one is cute, right? I waste money for this full yuan, so yeah. If you are don't want to waste money like me, just use Quid Pro 4, okay? For the trace, most healer does not need max trace, but HuoHuo is like a bit special because her ult actually give 20% max energy and give 40% attack for 2 turns to the entire team. So this one should be max, but the rest you can leave it at level 8. So you can conserve your track of destiny. You don't have to waste your ball. Okay? Balls is very important for your DPS. You keep your ball for your DPS and your support. Don't spend it on sustain. Okay? For the relics, the passerby is good, but for normal circumstance, I don't think you will ever need the passerby. You can just go like speed set or like something like that. It's pretty fine. You can go like 2-piece speed, or just do something like something like this. It's also fine. If you have passerby, it's okay. It will give you like 1 more skill point, which is pretty comfortable, but the passerby is not worth to farm anymore in this current era. So yeah, you can play with something else. Eidolon is like, no. Sparkle does not exist in this game, so we go next. So Sparkle is like a harmony unit who can pull the unit up by around 50%, right? That being power creep by Sunday, but it is what it is. So we're gonna talk about her really fast. She is a good abuser of dance because just how fast she can like get her energy back. Like you can see that her ultimate only costs like 110, right? And every action from her will give 30 energy. So you will always get the 3-turn ultimate. This combined with the Eagle set. For example, if you are a sweaty meta player and you want to get 3-turn Sparkle ultimate within 1 cycle, within the first cycle, I mean, you can run this. Let me show you real quick. You can run this. You can run Eagle with any 2-piece and you will get more than 168. As long as you get more than 168 on Eagle and you play with dance, let me show you. With dance, like this, you will get 3 turns within the first cycle, okay? But for you to get 168, let's see how much of that you will need. Here's 6, right? This is 6, 7. This is 13 speed. So you need a lot of speed to achieve this. Okay, so I would suggest you consider twice if you want to go for 3-turn sparkle, unless you are sweaty meta player who are going for 0 cycle and stuff. Otherwise, you're gonna suffer a lot on farming for this speed piece. It would take you forever to get this like one piece, right? Okay, for the trace, you pretty much have to max this 3. As I said before, you keep all the balls, all the track of destiny for the support and the DPS you would want to play. You never max your sustain. Okay, we go next. For the normal player, I think the loot for now, this set, the Sacerdote set is the best. The speed you should go for is around 160 is enough. 160 on Sacerdote, and you use the Prana like Broken Kill or something, or Lushaka is also fine. Yeah, it will be good. Okay, no need to go like 170 on Eagle. This one is like for 0 cycle. Okay, next is Full Xuan. Do you know what my thought on like pulling Full Xuan on the first place is? This is what I think. This is what I planned for her in the past, and I actually have fun with it, so I forgive her for that. But yeah, if I thinking back in the time, is it worth? I don't think it is worth for me to do that. But yeah, I will show it real quick. This is my plan for her in the past. I mean, she gave me a lot of fun in the past where the HP inflation does not exist, because like this with her signature Lycon, right, with E1, she actually destroy every single like trash mob within 1 hour. So yeah, it's pretty fun, but it's fun and all in the past, so for now it doesn't matter anymore. I don't even use her that much, but yeah, she's cute, so okay. Yeah, crit full sword is like pretty high. Then we know that HP scaling will never perform. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, Lady Full Xuan. So for Full Xuan, all you need for your Full Xuan is actually this cone will make your team much more tanky than usual, and you actually want to run this longevity or run the guard Aventurine snow. But for today's, for the current meta, I don't think you should farm for this anymore. So what you should actually do for your Full Xuan, if you still want to farm for her, is you put rainbow set on her with like as much HP as possible, and that's it. That's all you need. All you need is first this much Lycon on her. Second, you rainbow her, get as much HP as possible. The rope can be HP or ER, doesn't matter. It at least 7k HP and maybe 1.5k defense. The trace, you don't need to max this. All you need to do is you maybe level 8 or level 9 this. This one also should be level 8 or level 9. But if you are playing for her crit rate, then you should max this. This one can be level 1. This one also can be level 1. Because unless you're building the crit Full Xuan, there is no way. I mean, if you're running a crit Full Xuan, then there is no need for you to like deal damage, right? Okay, Silver Wolf. Silver Wolf is like, maybe it feel like a trader in the past, but it's single target, right? And in a turn-based game, she does not age that well. She like fall off really fast. It's pretty crazy. So for Silver Wolf, the best Lycon is actually the tutorial. In the past, this was locked behind the event back in 1.3, but for now, you can actually get this Lycon from where, let me see. You can actually get this Lycon from Herta shop. I will navigate you real quick. See this, right? You can actually farm for it, and this Lycon is pretty decent for you to run, and this is really good for your Pela as well. If you are a new player who does not have resolution Lycon yet, so you can get this. Silver Wolf, the best Lycon is this one. The trace, you actually wanna max these two. I mean, you actually wanna max these three, but for this day, I would say just don't do it. Maybe left it at level 8 is fine if you really want to play her. The relic set, I think you can play anything that gives some speed. The Eagle set is the best though if you have E1 Silver Wolf, but if you don't have E1 Silver Wolf, you can play with another speed set. It's just fine. It's fine. Okay, all you need to do is you need effect hit rate on the body, and you need at least like 104 effect hit rate for her to constantly land her weakness implant and her bug. Otherwise, it will be like really hard for you. You will get a black spot every time you play, which is like pretty frustrating. Okay, Rappa. For Rappa, this character, the best icon also her signature. Yeah, of course. But the next probable thing is this one, the Sunday icon. You just have to out correctly for this to work well. But yeah, for the trace, you can see that I don't even max the trace. The most important one is this, the challenge, because most of Rappa damage does not come from the super break portion. Okay, most of Rappa damage actually come from this trace, which increase her break damage by 100 and I mean the 650%. So if you don't have this, well, it's pretty bad. So you should max this first. And for the rest, you just like go all in, yeah. And this two can be left at level 8. You can see that I actually leave that at level 3. And this one you can upgrade if you expecting some like 1,000 or 2,000 damage from this one. I actually upgrade this because like I need this to like 3 cost 0 cycle Rappa on 5 TV. I actually have video for that, but I did not upload though. Maybe I should upload like for member for them to watch my pain and sweat. I like reset that for like 8 hours. Okay, for the best relic set, I mean, yeah, this is the best set. You can run the iron cavalry with like Talia, and your goal is to get at least around 154 to 155 speed, which allow you to have free move with her signature light cone. But if you don't have her signature light cone, you might need around like 8 or something, so you can reach 184. And with that instead, you can still get 3 move on the wave 2. If you can hold your speed buff, good enough. But if you run Ruan Mei, if you don't run Ruan Mei, yeah, you need 168. But without Ruan Mei, 158 is enough, okay? Okay, for the March, for March 7, I will just speak about the Hunt March, okay? Because like, we all know that I don't think anyone here still play Preservation March in MOC and stuff, and everyone who play Preservation March probably gonna know what's best for her already, so we're gonna leave it like that, okay? So for Hunt March is actually good as a Feixiao bot, okay? Because like for Hunt March, she actually follow up a lot from her E2, and Hunt March, you can get her up to E6 for free just by doing event. This is one other thing that I would recommend new player to do. They should play the game, reroll. After reroll, you just somehow go into Zhenzhou Luofu and just E6 this March by grinding the event for 5 hours straight or something. Because this will carry their account together with Lingsha and Robin. You will see that the team that I ran before, right? Yeah. So the Lycon, she can use both, is okay. If both is preoccupied by Feixiao, then swordplay is pretty good because she does multi hit on her enhanced basic attack. She can soak up that DMG increase easily. For trace, I think maxing her trace is pretty good because Zing is a 4-star, a good value 4-star as well. It actually takes less ball than 5-star. I mean, if you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will take 5 track of destiny in total to max her out, and her value is just insane. For the relics, the musketeer is the best, sure, but if I were to suggest new player on how to build her on how to build March, I would suggest they should farm for someone else and rainbow the March, because like it won't change that much of her damage at all. Like you can just use this, right? You see this? See? This one is good. It's playable now. It's not that bad. Maybe you can use Eagle March, but Eagle March is like for everyone stuff, right? But yeah, okay. And if you play March with Lingsha, then Imaginary Orb is good, okay? But if you play March with someone like Feixiao, play March with someone that is Erudition, Hunt, or Destruction unit. For example, play with Su Chang, play with someone like Feixiao, then the attack orb will be better because in that case March will deal mixed damage. March will deal both like the Shifu damage type and her own damage type, so she will do like 2 type of damage. For example, if she give the boba to like Feixiao, right? Then the March herself will do wind damage and imaginary damage, which in that case the attack off is better because it can cover both type. Okay, for the speed 134 or around 134 is more than enough, but if you play with Feixiao specifically, then you might need more than 134, because for how Feixiao works, Feixiao will start at 137 no matter what you do. If you run her on the speed boot, even if you can see this relics, right? I have 0 speed substat. I only run the speed boot, and what happened is she is sitting at 137. This means the March must be faster than Feixiao, so at least 139 is recommended, because after factor in the speed buff and everything, with Feixiao being 112 speed, then you need March to be at like 139 to be able to outspeed her in every rotation. Okay, for the premium Lycon, okay, I will back to premium Lycon. Topaz Lycon is pretty good, but yeah, don't pull for her, okay? Okay, we go next to Boothill. So Boothill is the one character that is like on the mix type. A lot focus on the break archetype, sure, because most of his damage comes from the breaking and deal the break damage, and maybe sometimes super break damage if you gear him for that. But he actually benefits from crit quite a bit. So your crit rate or crit damage that won't be waste transition to the damage on his out pretty well, because like this is 400% multiplier on his out. You actually can do like 150k damage, which actually helps a lot on closing some tough enemy that might not be killed if you don't crit. How do you build the Boothill? The Lycon, I think there's only 3 options. First is the boat. I mean, there's 4 options, I'm sorry. There's 3-star Lycon named Adversarial. This one gives more speed to Boothill, and he can utilize this pretty well. But the downside of 3-star Lycon is it has really less defense and HP. That means when Boothill targets someone with this skill forces someone to duel with him, and he will take 15% more damage from that target. And he's a hunt unit, right? A hunt unit is really squishy to begin with 3-star Lycon, and with this damage received increase from Boothill skill, he's gonna die. Yeah. So in reality, I think running both is more practical here if you want to run Boothill. But there's one better alternative, which is the Mojo Lycon. If you have Mojo Lycon somehow at even S2 or ST, that's more than enough for you to get away with it, because it's a 56% break effect increase, and you get some speed as well. This is like almost on par with like signature Lycon. You're just missing the ignore death from his signature. So yeah, I actually have this. In the past I run both, then I switch to this, so I don't think I would go for the Boothill Lycon anymore. I would just run this. And for the relics, there's two popular build going on for Boothill. First is the Iron Cavalry. If you can achieve the speed, you always use crit rate body, by the way, because like at 55% crit rate, you're gonna crit a lot, and this will help a lot on his speed, on his kill, on his damage. The Plana can be Talia or Force. If you're finding a 5-weak enemy, Force is pretty good because you can reduce your speed requirement by a lot. But otherwise, yeah, it's this set. And the other set that is popular is Eagle set. Basically, you run the same substat, which is like you run crit rate body, you run break effect rope, you run attack or HP off, but you run 4-piece Eagle. This allows Boothill to move 3 times in first cycle with his own. I mean, he can out once and plus 1 DDD, then he only need 160x speed to make this work. And seeing this Lycon will plus like 12 speed in the fight, it's actually pretty easy for him to gain 3 turns in the first cycle, and he will cycle through the string really fast. But the downside of running Eagle is like the Eagle set Boothill will shoot weaker than the break set, Even though this break set is got nerfed a lot in the past, but this is still okay. Argenti have two ways to play right now. First, you run pass key for the Herta as a battery, or you run Jingliu light cone, this one, right? This one is good for like DPS, but other than that, I don't suggest you play him as a DPS ever. I think for now his best plot is being a Herta battery. Okay, so for the Herta battery, all you need is ego. With any main stat, any sub stat is fine. You just need some speed and make him as tanky as possible with energy regeneration rope, and you are good to go. Acheron is not need because you are not dealing any damage anyway. Just make him as fast as possible with like some energy rope, and you're good to go. Okay, next is Yunli. Yunli is like one of the most inconsistent character in the game, but she's also one of the strongest unit in the game, because like even for the counter attack type, you can actually make Yunli work really good even if there is no unit to counter, because she can like do a fail parry once and the next parry is guaranteed to be like big chunk. And Yunli also call her follow-up damage as the ultimate, so Valor set actually works really good with her. So for Yunli, the best icon is like obviously it's gonna be Dance at Sunset. The other icon does not work that well, but yeah, the Far Beyond is good. The thing is, Yunli, unlike Clara, does not have innate taunt value that much. She only have base destruction taunt value, which is like 125 if I'm not mistaken, and this icon increased that by 500%. So if you don't have her signature icon, chance that a lot of time Yunli won't get hit, and this will not proc her counter, which is like the counter is like pretty the counter is pretty like the bread and butter of her, because like every time she counter you will get like 15 energy for her, and she takes like a 120 energy for her to like to out. So what the cycle you need is like you need to get hit to gain energy, you counter to get energy, then you out. Okay, for the set, the best set for her is actually the Valor set, the Wind Soaring Valor Rush, because like when you follow up is like the counter, right? You gain the ultimate damage. Okay, you deal a lot more damage with your ultimate, and the Duran set is also the best for her too, if you can get the crit rate up. But if you can get your crit rate up to like near 100%, I would suggest you run something like the Salsetto instead, because like for Yunli, right, she has crit damage dealt by counter up to 100%. Okay, this means crit damage got dilute a lot on her kit, but if she does not crit all the hit here, the damage is gonna be so miserable, because like this is like I think it's like 11 or 12 hit on her counter, which is a lot. Mean if you don't have 100% crit rate, then you're gonna suffer. The damage is gonna get cut by half or maybe more than that if you are lucky. It's not a one hit one kill. Okay, for the main stat, you need crit rate body. Crit body is the best, physical orb and attack rope, and yeah, just get her up to 100% crit rate. The boost should be attack, by the way. You never use like the speed boost on her. You need her counter to hit as hard as possible. Okay, for Clara, we are not going like halfway. I'm dying. Okay, Clara is like the same as Yunli. The build is exactly the same, so I'm going to go through it really fast. Clara have innate taunt, so it's slightly easier to build her, but she cannot use Warlord piece because like it's only count as a follow-up. So all you need for Clara is like the crit body attack boost. The set can be 2+2. Any 2+2 for this era is fine, and you try to go for the highest crit rate as possible. The light cone can be any. I mean, you can use Yunli light cone on Clara as well if you really help her, but the Far Beyond will work just fine. Okay, so this is my Clara stat. Okay, 2-piece follow up and 2-piece physical, probably the best one you can run. This is the best one you can get, except you can run Duran if you have enough crit rate to make up for the crit rate loss from this. Okay, like something like this. But this one crit much less, but it's okay. Okay. Also, don't run speed on Clara, okay? Firefly. For Firefly, I think we talked about her build before, so I'm gonna go through it really quick. So what she needs is only just attack body. We need attack body, speed boost on attack orb, and break rope. Yeah, and all you need is like break substat and speed substat on every piece. That's all. The thing about Firefly is all you need to do is like get this set, and you see the speed, right? If you want to min max her, you go for 154 speed. If you don't want to don't want to min max her, you go for 140 speed, and you can be done with it. Yo, I'm not Malaysian though. I'm just Thai, but that I know that my pronunciation sounds a bit weird. I mean, my accent is probably on the Malaysian side, but it's okay. Okay, the Lycon, the best one is probably be the Fall of Eon, or maybe her signature Lycon. This is only two that you should run. Trace, you should max her trace, because like the trace also give her something like the speed, right? This one and this one will give something like something damage, break damage, right? But if you are really short on balls, this one is the main priority. You just upgrade it out. So the other stuff can be whatever. This one you can leave it, by the way, because all it does is like damage reduction, and Firefly just like never dies anyway, so it's okay. See? Okay. Next is Fugue. For Fugue, the best Lycon can be either the Resolution Lycon. This is free, by the way, and it's good. Or you can run her signature Lycon, which is fine. Okay, the Trace. All you need for her Trace is this one. Max this for the super break damage. This one is also good if you can max, but if you are lack on balls, you're gonna lose some like 2% defense reduction, which is fine. It's copable and it's playable, but for the rest you don't need to upgrade it. You see, I don't even upgrade it, and you upgrade this, but this you don't need it. Okay, for the relics, all you need to do is stack break effect on her as much as possible. The speed, she already have 14 speed on her trace, so you can see, right? She has 102 base speed, that's for sure, but she have like, here is like 2 speed, right? 3, this is 3, this is 2, 4, so there's a lot of speed on her trace. So you don't need to worry on the speed. All you need to do is run effect hit rate body, which actually I don't have to. Run speed boost, run any tank stat orb, and then break effect rope. Okay, at least get her break up our fight, get up to like 170 or 180. It's a good save point. Okay, Lingsha. Lingsha is like one of the diabolical unit for this game, because like Lingsha is more like a sub DPS than the sustain. It's like more the erudition that can heal a little bit, but she actually does her job pretty well. By the way, like she can heal, it's okay. She's healing, she's not killing anyone, and okay. Her best Lycon for free to play, it should be always the Quid Poco, because it allows you to run the Robin Hyper Carry stuff, and it actually gives some energy to everyone as well. The next best is this one. If you want to cycle through like everything really fast, post up is pretty good, because you have like this energy regeneration stuff, right? For Will, this one is the best. If somehow we get a Losha rerun and we see this cone, if you are well and you want to spend for Lingsha, this cone is the best you can give to Lingsha, because this allows her to do 2 turn ultimate rotation. It's really crazy. So for the trace, this is not a good example, by the way, because like I run the DPS Lingsha. If you run a normal sustain Lingsha, all you need to do is like just give them like level 8 is enough. Don't use level 10. Use someone else's signature is not fine. No. You picture it like this. This is Lingsha signature Lycon. Losha doesn't exist. Okay. This is Lingsha signature Lycon. Lingsha have 2 signature Lycon. No. Lingsha have 2 signature Lycon. This one is Lingsha break signature Lycon. But when Lingsha go into the build, right? when you play Lingsha crit, right? When you play a DPS Lingsha, her had turned into a Super Saiyan. She turned into a Super Saiyan Lingsha, and her hair just turned gold. So this is like Lingsha signature icon. Okay, see, now you can pull. Okay, for the build, if you play it in the break team, then you must be, and then you kind of want to run the Iron Cavalry, or you can run any rainbow set is fine. But if you're running what's this phase? If you're running a DPS Lingsha or running a Lingsha with Jade and you run into Robin and you need crit, then you should run Eagle set. Eagle set is the best. For the inner Prana, you can run any support Prana, is fine. This one is like for the DPS build. If you want to have fun, then you can farm for it, but it's not worth farming for this unless you are farming for Lushaka. For example, you are farming Lushaka and you get this diabolical 2-piece, right? You somehow get this diabolical 2-piece, then you can run it. It will give Lingsha some good damage. Okay, so yeah, this is Jiaoqiu, one of the best support for Acheron up to this day. Oh, we actually go like, holy, it's not even close. Where should we stop for today? I think we should stop for something like here. Then we do it again tomorrow. We should stop at the like 5-star. Okay, I think we can agree that we should stop at the 5-star part. Otherwise, it's gonna die. Okay, we go for the Jiaoqiu. So Jiaoqiu, I think we group Jiaoqiu and Pela into the one category because their build is actually the same. So when you play Jiaoqiu, for the Jiaoqiu, most of the time you're gonna play him with Pela. So you will have some defense break, some sort of death broken or death reduction in the team. So this cone is really good because like Jiaoqiu actually needs a lot of energy for him to regain his ult, which is diabolical 100 energy. I'm throwing by the way, so normally you would need Jiaoqiu to skill 2 times and basic once, right? And someone need to hit him once and he will get back his ult so he can cycle to his ultimate. But if we play with this cone, the tutorial like cone, it allows you to just skill once and basic twice, or if you get hit you can basic 3 times and skill and still get his ult up at 100% uptime. Okay, so this cone is maybe the best you can run if you lack some SP or you are free to play. You should give this resolution like cone, this one. You should give this one to Pela or someone else who doesn't have that much of energy issue. For the trace, you should max these two because this one is like make everyone take like 50% more ultimate damage. For this one, it actually is a vulnerability stack. Okay, so this is all about Jiaoqiu. You need these two. This one doesn't matter because you don't deal a front up damage anyway. This one also doesn't matter, so this is all you need. Okay, for the speed, for the set, I think Eagle set is also the best. Like even the game itself actually want you to play Eagle. Okay, so you play Eagle, okay? But for the body, you should go with effect hit rate body. And the reason why I say you should go tutorial on him because like you need at least around 140% effect hit rate, because like if you don't have enough effect hit rate, what happens is like the enemy is gonna receive the Jiaoqiu stack for Acheron and you're gonna feel some pain. Okay, unless it's a pure fiction side, because for pure fiction you can run this instead. Pure fiction Jiaoqiu can run solitary healing because the enemy there has much less resistance compared to in the MOC. Okay, so you can get away with something like 100 or 120 or maybe something like 90 or 80 is fine. Can Jiaoqiu use Seal Wolf like cone? You mean this one, right? This one is like not the best because it has like only 28% hit rate. If you were to run this, I would suggest you just run this instead. This one is much better. Not to mention that the Aether code we can go to anyone. For example, if you use skill on him, right? You might get the Aether code on the left guy. You might get it on the middle guy. You might get it on the rightmost guy. You don't know. It's random. It's completely random. The tutorial is only Silver LC. True. Okay. I actually have his E1, but this is like double. and I just like don't activate. Imagine if I activate this, my Acheron will not feel the same anymore, but yeah, I will just leave it like that. Okay, for the Topaz. So Topaz is the stock market of the Honkai Star bug, right? This is like the stock market of this game. When it go red, you see this, right? This is stock market. She's red, so this is red stock market. This is what happens when you invest in the future market, and the market just like F you over, just fuck you over, and now you're sitting on like that. Because like for anyone who like not invest enough, someone who have only E0 S0 Topaz, 99% of the user actually sit her on the bench right now, because E0 S0 Topaz is not a unit. You actually need to invest a lot, like maybe you need E1, you need her light cone. For now, even for Feixiao, I think if you don't have an extremely cracked set for them, then March might perform better, especially in non-zero cycling. Okay, so we move on to the build. The best light cone for Topaz, of course, it's gonna be her signature light cone. The rest is all cope, so the boat is okay. The sword play is the next best though, but yeah, the rest is pretty much cope. And when you upgrade the Topaz, this one should be upgraded first. This two, okay. This two is the most needed, followed by this one, because this one is like crit damage stuff, and it's that it. You don't have to upgrade her basic at all. You can leave it. You might not even use it that much. I will just equip this real quick so you guys can see the set and stuff, right? So her best in slot set is actually the 4-piece follow-up, because like the Topaz actually lacks a lot of attack. She has quite a bit of DMG percent already, so yeah. And the AWP is debatable between fire AWP and attack AWP, but for me, I think crit body, I mean this. So you use 4-piece follow-up, right? This one is not good to farm, to be completely fair, but there's another way for you to play, is you play the Pioneer set. The Pioneer set is actually pretty decent into Topaz, especially if you have her light cone or have her E1. Even as E0 it is pretty okay. It's not that bad, because Topaz can apply debuff almost every turn anyway. So yeah, Topaz with Pioneer set is pretty okay, and it's more efficient to farm as well, because like you can farm for Acheron, right? You can farm for another DPS. Like most of the hyper carry setup will have some sort of debuff in the team. So for the universality, then the Pioneer set is really good. But otherwise, yeah, the best set is gonna be the follow-up set with the Duran set, because Duran give a lot of follow-up thingy. For the main stat, you just go crit rate or crit damage based on your stat, right? Speed boost, attack AWP or fire AWP, depends on who you play Topaz with. If you play Topaz with someone, for example, Robin, if you play it with Robin, then the fire AWP is better. If you play it with like someone like Ruan Mei or some like DMG percent crazy stuff, then fire AWP is better. And attack rope, there's some guys say like maybe ER rope is pretty good, but yeah, I think attack rope is the way to go. Otherwise, you are not dealing any damage. This is a pretty diabolical Topaz, by the way. Surely you can get this, right? The speed should be at least faster than Feixiao, maybe 137, 138, 139. It's all fine. Okay, we go to Himeko. Don't mind the light cone though, I will just remove this. For the Himeko is actually sitting on the weird spot too, because like she can play into two teams, right? But she's not the BIS for both teams. First, she can play into break team. For example, you run Fugue with Himeko, with Ruan Mei, with Lingsha, right? This one will make like your super break team like goes crazy, especially into 5 target. But to be completely fair, we all know that, right? That the DPS actually Lingsha, it's not Himeko. So for the Himeko, I think for now the hyper carry build fits a lot better than a break build, just because the Himeko herself does not eat a lot of toughness. So the super break damage is gonna be like really low. For the relics, it is the same as Topaz. So the best set is actually the follow-up set. See? The follow-up set is the best. And the AWP, I think the fire AWP is the best too. Like you just go fire AWP and just like attack rope. See? This one is okay. For Himeko, you actually don't need any speed on her. Because your main damage source come from ultimate and the follow-up, it's not her skill at all. I would suggest you use some other means to pull her up instead of like trying to get 134 speed on her, because like that will drop your damage by a lot. So for the main stat, right, it's a crit rate body or crit damage body, attack boost, fire orb, and attack rope. For the light cone, the before dawn probably the best for now, I guess, because like she cannot utilize the jet light cone that good. And the Herta light cone, let me check how much does her ultimate cost. Yeah, she cannot use her Herta light cone. I mean, she can use because like the skill and out damage is like for pure fiction, and for the other place, right, the Genius Report and the Cosmos, this two is pretty good into pure fiction. This Eternal Calculus also good into pure fiction. She's the one of the erudition that does not play well into the Herta, because like she cannot hit the enemy like frequency enough because her speed is really low, and most of her damage come from the follow-up, most of the frequency come from the follow-up. This means that you have to break something, and when you play the Herta, you're not gonna break anything, you just gonna destroy them before you break. Okay, so Himeko is not fitting there. Okay, for the Jingyun is like the character who just rise up, right, from the appearance of Sunday, who can pull the lightning rod, which is the problem in the past, like the huge problem in the past. It actually fixed by this character, by the Sunday. So Jingyun, the build has changed by a lot compared to in the past. So his best light cone is still before dawn. It's still his best. But sometimes you can use another peaceful day. It's also decent. This is the only two that I think is good, because like the rest is like pretty mediocre. For example, the Genius Report, you're gonna run out that buff really fast, the 3-turn buff, because like you're not killing as fast as Sunday pulling you. This one is not as good because like Jingyun into like multiple target is pretty sad. The lightning rod is just gonna spam go everywhere. Okay, for the talent, now most of the damage from Jingyun with Sunday is come from lightning rod, so you should max your lightning rod first. The other can live at 8 or 9 is pretty fine. It's okay. You won't feel different that much. Okay, for the set, the banana set is actually his best in slot right now, together with like the 4-piece follow-up set. But when you build Jingyun into Sunday, there's 2 ways for you to do. Either you play a 160 Sunday and play 0 speed Jingyun, or you play this. You play a 135 Jingyun with 144 Sunday. With the latter is gonna be harder, because like you see this, right? This is 137 speed Jingyun, but how hard it actually need to get him, because you see his best speed is only 99, with the speed boost is only 124, so you need 10 speed from the substat. I have 6 here, then I have 7 here. This means it will cut down your crit stat by a lot. Okay, so the damage is not gonna be as high as you might think, unless you have like max roll and everything. And you see this stat, right? This is like 80 / 200, right? This is only 34 substat Jingyun, and we only reached up to here. Yeah, so building Jingyun like this is not as easy as people think. The other way for you to play this is you actually run 0 speed Jingyun and run fast Sunday. I think someone have tested this before. If you're not a 0 cycler, then this variant will also end on the same cycle as the 135, 134, but it depends heavily on your relic stuff. If you can get that godly relic with 135 up speed, then it's good. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the Jingyun. Kafka build have been changed over the past 2 years, because in the past we think of her as a DPS who can trigger her damage by herself, but for now Kafka have changed her stance a lot, because now her DOT doesn't deal that enough damage anymore. In the past we will just use this, right, the prisoner set for the damage, but now it have changed. We actually running Eagle on her. Even the game still suggests this 4-piece DOT set, right? is not as good as the Eagle set anymore. Because like for Eagle set, you can make your Kafka trigger the Black Swan DOT really fast, and the Black Swan can carry all the damage, and it actually make you clear faster overall. So you are running an Eagle set like this, and we just put it for you. Eagle set with like as much speed as possible. If you can get the attack substat, is good. If not, fine. Attack body, I don't even have the good attack. DOT really need help. Yeah, DOT is screaming right now, but no one hear them, so it is what it is. And the orb, you can run something like lightning or attack orb or glamour or something like that. Yeah, this one is okay. I mean, I think I can go like faster, but I can't find the relics. But yeah, you get the idea, right? So you run her as fast as possible with attack body, lightning orb, and attack rope or ER rope. Her best in slot Lycon is her signature, of course, because it gives one more DOT, which give like mediocre damage, but it's okay. But sometimes some people actually run this solution on her just to make her like apply this depth decrease so Black Swan can deal more damage. Or you can run this, the good night sleep well, if you have it. This will make like Kafka herself deal slightly more damage, but to be completely fair, it's not that good. And for pure fiction, this Lycon is good. The solitary healing is pretty good because like when you out, you apply the shock into all enemy, right? If the enemy dies, then Kafka will get out back really fast, and she can trigger Black Swan DOT forever. And she can use this combined with the Eagle set, and she will get pushed up forever. Just push up a lot, okay? Oh, one whack of Penaconi. If you want 3 turn, then one whack is still better. If you don't want 3 turn, you just want as much buff as possible for the Herta, then Penaconi is better. Okay. So we go back to the Black Swan. Black Swan actually have 2 decent light cone for her right now, but both are limited light cone though, so yeah, be prepared for that. First is her Reforged Remembrance, her signature light cone, but the second is actually the Jiaoqiu light cone. This actually makes Black Swan overall deal more damage when we factor in everything, because like Black Swan herself actually need to do a lot of effect hit rate thingy, but this light cone actually give like 70%, I mean 60% base effect hit rate. This means you can reach like 120 cap much easier from this trace, and it means you can go to other substat much easier. So for example, you can go into like more attack, you can go into like more effect hit rate, you can go into more like speed, okay? And for the relics, I suggest you can go for this set. This set is really good. The prisoner set is really good for Black Swan if you play her for damage. So the main stat is effect hit rate, right? The speed boost or attack boost depend on how you play her. The attack orb, because she already has too much damage percent already, unless you are playing with Robin. If you're playing her with Robin, then you should run with damage boost, because Robin give like 1.3 to 1.5k attack to Black Swan already. Then you are lacking the damage percent instead. For the speed, there is 2 ways for you to gear Black Swan up on the speed side. Either you go with 0 speed, which means you don't run speed at all on her, like you just run 0 speed with as much attack as possible, or you can go more than at least 160 to more than 160 to outspeed your enemy, so you can apply your Arcana stack even more. This will make you deal the most damage to the elite as possible in the same span of time. Either you make each Arcana stack hit as hard as possible, or you double it by having higher speed and cycle through more out, okay? Everything that are in between, for example, if you run 134 speed Black Swan, you're not gonna get the full value out of her, because like sometimes you just move twice, but sometimes you just move once, or sometimes you just get outspeed by enemy, and your Arcana stack just go to like really bad spot, and you are dealing no damage at all, okay? So yeah, E1 Black Swan is pretty good though. This one is like really disgusting. Okay, Feixiao, we finally reached the pinnacle of like DPS, the strongest single target DPS in the game if played correctly, okay? Feixiao, the best in slot light cone is actually her signature, surprisingly. But the both actually perform really well because Feixiao actually kill a lot of stuff by her ultimate or by follow-up. So she can keep this 40% attack buff really good. You can use Topaz Light Cone on her. If you have Ratio Light Cone is really good for Feixiao because even though you're out gonna deal less damage, but your skill and your follow-up are gonna deal much more damage when compared to the signature Light Cone. Actually, you're gonna deal so much damage that you might not be able to control your damage. Swordplay is pretty niche, but if you are playing to like purely single target boss, Swordplay has a very high ceiling, but it's hard to build and the base depth is like, it's so bad. So for the trace, Feixiao, I think you should max everything. You should max everything because for Feixiao, there is the base multiplier is pretty high and the amplifier, which is here, you see this right? Increase DMG deal by this unit by 60%. This scale with the trace level. So you should max this. Otherwise, you're gonna lose out a lot of value from her. Okay, for the set, the Valorant Wind Soaring is the best for her damage per scene shot. That means this will make you deal most damage. For each out, Duran set also make you deal the most damage as well because you can stack Duran up really fast. But there's some people who say the Wind set, the Izumo is also good because you're running to hunt anyway. Because like when you run Feixiao, you either run her with like Marsh, Moser or run with Topaz. Because like Marsh, Moser and Topaz are all hunt, this set can be used as well. But I think the Duran set still have the higher ceiling, so I still go for that. For Feixiao, you can see in her trace, right, that she have crit damage increased by 36%, and the out damage and the follow-up is count as follow-up. The out is count as follow-up. The biggest chunk of her damage count as follow-up. This gives the crit damage by 36, right? When you run Feixiao with Robin, I will go back to Robin. Robin get the 20% crit damage buff. Let me see first. Robin increase all like crit damage by 20%. So this is like 56 already, right? And this is another 25 into the follow-up attack. So you actually gain 81% crit damage buff in a follow-up team, okay? And Feixiao actually have a lot of frequency on her attack, so you should focus on your crit rate first. You see, most people will gonna just do this and go for like I will just like do this for you. For most DPS, this one looks fine, right? Wow, 200 crit damage. This Feixiao is not gonna crit. It's not gonna do anything, okay? Instead, you should aim for 100% crit rate. Always aim for 100% crit rate because like she will gain 80% crit damage in fight. This means when you sit in the fight, you will have 100 and 230% crit damage. See, this one is pretty good. This means the crit ratio is on point. You are not wasting any stat. You are playing her on the max potential. So please get 100% crit rate on her. Unless you can get her crit damage up to even like 100, or you have like 100/50, then you can reduce some crit rate for crit damage. It's okay, it's fine. I think the good point is like 100/120 is the way to go. If you can get up to 120, then you can start reduce your crit rate for some more crit damage. Fine, okay? Okay, let me go next for Bronya. Okay, Bronya, the peak support in the past, I actually get a 6 Bronya, by the way, man. I should activate this, then I will go like extremely unrelatable because like if I think again, then Bronya still have a lot of showcase because the Bronya is like the advancer, right? The advancer will always have a place in the turn-based game. Even the meta shake her up, a meta just start to kill her. Bronya, right? Her best light cone is actually DDD. I'm sorry. Her best light cone is her sick because her sick allows her to gain her out back faster. But if you have money to spend on her, then this one is good. This one is really good, and it will cover on the off turn for the target as well. The only downside is Bronya stack this really slowly. You will max stack the DMG% from this light cone on the wave too. if you're doing 0 cycle on your third, on your 5th DPS turn, which is not that great. And the other icon you can consider is something like Dance. Dance is pretty good because Bronya can utilize Eagle Set and Dance pretty well. So yeah, that's also another choice. Okay, for the trade, you should always max this because like it's a lot of buff going on here, right? So yeah, just unlock this. Okay, relics. The best set for her right now is actually the Sacerdote set because it gives crit damage, right? See, your DPS will always have the crit damage buff because it lasts. Yeah, you have 1 to 2 stack depends on how you play. So yeah, the Plana can be whatever. Okay, the main stat should be crit damage, body, speed boot. Oh, it's wrong. Speed boot and the tanky orb and ER rope. The speed is more like adjustable, so it depends on the team. For the Eidolon, I would have to say this. E2 Bronya actually fought a lot of team over. So I probably want you to think twice if you want to go for E2 Bronya, even if you like already get it. Maybe you don't want to unlock it because like there's some strat that we get forked from E2 Bronya. So yeah, for example, the RMC DPS, right? Unless you go up to E4 Bronya is okay because E4 Bronya can proc one more Robin stuff. Does E2 Bronya still count at 1 cost? I think E2 Bronya can count at 1 cost. I guess. Yeah, it is okay to count as 1 cost because like but to be completely fair, if you play Sync 1.0, you can reroll for 1 Bronya. You can get the 300 standard pool for another Bronya, and there's event going on, right? The 5-star shoes, the 5-star like selector. Actually, you can get E2 Bronya. So this matter is like on hold. I think like someone might say, yeah, E2 Bronya is free. It's your fault for not getting it, but yeah, it's hard to say. Okay, we go to Jade. So Jade, right? Her best icon is yeah. Either you go Xingxue icon because like Jade has a lot of energy. You can go before dawn, it's okay. Or you can go whatever. Himeko icon into 5 target is always good. Maybe these two will always be good. Okay. And for the when you upgrade Jade, right? This is the most important one, the follow-up one. The next best is this one to make her like deal more damage overall, right? The rest it doesn't matter. For the relic, the follow-up set is the best. No doubt about that. Okay, the follow-up with Duran is one of the best you can give to her. You don't need speed boot, by the way. You just go attack boot on Jade like this. So the stat line should be around like this. You go crit rate body, you go attack boot, quantum orb, and attack rope. You can see that the crit ratio looks really bad, right? But it doesn't matter because like Jade herself gives a lot of crit damage buff to herself. Like every time she follow up, she will gain 5 stack of the pawn asset, which give her a lot of crit damage. She at max stress, like you see this, right? It's 2.4 stack up to 50 times. So 2.4 times 50 is how much, guys? It's 120, right? So if you have 120 crit damage here already, she actually sit on the same spot as the Feixiao because like you actually need crit rate for her. So 100% crit rate with like 90% crit damage, Jade is actually really good because when you go into fight, you max out at 100 times and 210 crit damage. Okay, so please focus on crit rate first on Jade, so you have consistent damage and good damage. Running a 60% crit rate with 200 crit damage is not gonna do anything. You're gonna have pain, a lot of pain of resetting for your preferred run, and it's not any damage increase at all. You just get slightly damage increase for a lot of headache you have to go through. The reason why I say you can run attack boot Jade, because Jade has this trait, right? She advanced herself forward by like 50%. So she is always gonna move first no matter what happens, unless you are running Jingyun with DDD and one back. Okay, for the Seele. This is my Seele, by the way. This like so Seele, for the best icon she can get is like her signature, that's for sure. But to be completely fair, her signature icon does not worth the investment anymore. You can just run both. Both is also fine. You should max her trace because like everything scale into her favor. She get 80% attack here. This is multiplier. This is multiplier. Okay. So yeah. So always you should always get the crit up. Okay. The trace up to max. The stat can be whatever. You can go with attack boot. Even if you run an E0 Seele, you can go for attack boot. Okay. No need to go for the speed boot because you will gain the speed up anyway. So for Seele, if you can mount the reset, then it's okay to go like 80% or 90% crit. But to be completely fair, I think you should go for 100. Unless you want to like unless you want to reset for like forever for her. Because like if you out and it doesn't crit and you don't get the resurgence, you're gonna feel like immense amount of pain of playing her. Okay. Do I need speed box? Okay. About the speed roll for her to max out her light cone. There's one more. There's one other way for you to do this, and it is much better for you to do this also. You know this set, right? This will fix any speed requirement that you need. You just run it on like one people in your team. Supposedly maybe Jingyun if you don't run Sacerdote. Yeah. But if you have to run Sacerdote on Jingyun, then sure, then you probably need some speed. You need like 2 or 3 rolls on speed, which is pretty sad that you have to run speed on this character because like yeah, but it's okay, you can run. And yes, you need around 3 speed roll. You need around 9 speed if I'm not mistaken to max out her like. But okay, for me personally, I have E2, so it doesn't matter. So the main stat I only show you, right? Crit body, crit rate or crit damage body, attack boot, quantum orb, and attack roll. Okay. Doctor ratio. This is one of the best DPS you can get for free. But the best DPS actually come with some issue on side. Okay. So this DPS, the best Lycon you can give him is signature, of course, because signature pulls up from both by like really far. And to be completely fair, there's only 2 you can use. The Topaz Lycon is like, it's okay. Topaz Lycon actually perform better than both, but still worse than the baptism. He cannot use Feixiao Lycon at all because Feixiao Lycon only affect the ultimate. Okay, he might be using this cone, this Dan Heng cone. In the past, there's actually a lot of people who melt with this cone in 0 cycle because this cone with all the passive up, it actually deal a lot of damage, like more than both, but still less than signature. But it's a pretty decent cone because you can get crit rate and attack for free when there's 2 or less target. For trace, this is the only important one. This is the second important one. This one you can leave it at level X is fine. But if you're a ratio main, you probably get triggered by this, so you can max it. It's okay. But for normal people, if you want to max something and you want to use your track of destiny, then you max this first because this is the main source of your damage. Okay, the ratio come with the problem in his own kit. What you need is you need debuff for him to guarantee the follow-up. So you need 3 debuff at least for him to guarantee a follow-up, and you need 5 debuff at least to guarantee him the maximum damage come off from follow-up. This actually make the ratio hyper carry look way better than the ratio Topaz, Robin, and Aventurine team. Because the ratio Topaz, Robin, and Aventurine can get at most up to like 2 debuff, right? And if you remove Topaz for Jiaoqiu can give around 2 debuff. The Aventurine can give 1, right? And if you include the Trend of the Universal, if you are sweaty enough, you can get 1 more, or the signature Lycon on Aventurine, then you can get 4 debuff. Now you see the pattern, right? That the unit itself is pretty expensive, despite being a free unit. Okay, so the best way to run ratio is actually run him as the normal hyper carry or run in a sunsetless team. Then at this point, yeah, he's pretty cracked. Okay? If you are wondering why your ratio does not throw shock for like 300 or 400k, then yeah, that's the cost. Start on Hunt March 7 vs Topaz for Feixiao, Fit 0, and average player. If you are hitting one target only, like we are hitting the boss, there's only one target boss that is not favor, the element is not favor to anyone, then Topaz is still better. But if you have to move the target quite often, then Mars will be better. For example, this round, the Swarrock, right? The Swarrock with like the 2 trotter, right? The 2 trotter, you have to kill the trotter, right? Because if you're not killing the trotter, you're trolling. Because trotter deal like 3 billion damage. And every time you have to move the Nambi, yeah, you lost a skill point and now you don't have any more skill point. Your skill point is just economy is just dead. The team is just unplayable at that point. Okay, ratio. You go to the set. So the best set is actually the Pioneer set. This one is the best. Or you can run 2-piece follow up with 2-piece ATK, or 2-piece follow up with the crit rate is fine. Okay, imaginary orb or attack orb, both is fine. Okay, and attack rope. So since he get crit rate here, you see he get 2.5 crit rate here, stack up to 6 times. You actually need only like 85% crit rate for him to gain 100% crit rate. So you don't have to build 100 on him. Okay, go next. Aventurine. So this guy actually deals some damage. It's the, I think this is the one of the higher DPS sustain for Honkai Star. Like his out does a lot of damage. His follow up does decent damage as well. Okay, so the best icon is gonna be Moment of Victory, that's for sure. Okay, but the Landau shot is pretty okay. But the Landau shot, you can see, right? Defense, the defense is much lower. So this one is might be better. The day one of my life for Acheron player, the trend of the universal market is pretty good. So you can gain stack by making Aventurine getting hit. Okay, another con just irrelevant. Trace, as I say before, do not get your trace up unless you really want something out of it. For the sample, at that time I want the crit damage deal. I just upgrade. I waste a ball. But for these two, you just raise it to level 8 is enough. You don't need to max these 3. It won't help you survive. If you're gonna die, this 2 level is not gonna help you survive. You should keep your ball, keep your credit, keep this, and do something else. It is better. For the relic set, you can go with any rainbow set if you want, but if you want to farm for him, then your Pioneer is the best. You should go with the crit body or defense body, speed boost, defense orb, defense rope. If you can go for like 4.5k or 5k defense already, then you can drop the defense rope for ER rope like this. Like if you ask me, that my go-to set, actually this one, something like this. This is pretty fine, and he will crit a lot because like if he have like 4k defense, he will get like 48% crit rate. So he actually crit a lot on his follow up and his out, so he will deal some damage. Okay, but for beginner or for like average player who still use sustain, you just like rainbow it. Okay, don't try anything rash, just rainbow it first, then you can slowly working up from there. Okay, deal. It's E0 deal, by the way. So Dan Heng, this is like one of the stronger unit on the patch 1.x in the past, but for now it's not that much anymore. I don't even max his stress. Dan Heng is the unit that eat a lot of skill point. When I mean a lot, I really mean it. I mean like tons of skill point. Because like his skill, right? His skill can enhance his basic attack up to 3 times. That means you are eating 3 skill point for 500% multiplier on the main target. At that time, this look really good, right? But if you think it like this, you need 3 skill points to get 500% damage. So what do we need to max on Dan Heng? This is the most important one. You have to max his basic attack. The rest can follow up later. You can upgrade this later. I mean, this one can upgrade. Like this is the second one you should go. This is the first. This is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the last. Because this one is just damage and it's a mediocre damage as well. Let's see. Okay, for the relics. For now, in the past, Majesty is the best, but for now, I think Quantum is slightly better in terms of playing. And the Prana can be the Resonant Arena. So you go with like crit rate body, you go with attack boot, go with imaginary orb, and you go with attack rope. Okay. There's no need for you to go speed on Dan Heng because most of the time you're gonna play her with like Sparkle anyway. So you just keep him at 0 speed, okay? I mean, there was a time, yeah. I think I remember that time. Okay, well, we are approaching the end, by the way. My neck is like, it's hurting so bad. Well, for E0 well, I think well is currently more of like a pseudo sustain or just cope unit for Acheron in the Acheron team as a one nihility. Okay, so the best light cone for him is actually something like, yeah, the tutorial. Okay, the tutorial is okay. If you run the defense breaker, then tutorial will make him can out a little bit more, which will push back enemy even more, and you can get benefit from that because enemy won't hit you and you survive much longer. For the trace, I don't think anyone should build well unless you're going for well DPS, so I'll just skip that. And for the relics, I think you just go rainbow. You don't build him ever, but if you were to build him as a DPS, then the Lieutenant Arena, you can use the same set as the Dan Heng, but you go speed boot. So the crit rate body or effect hit rate body, speed boot, imaginary orb, and maybe attack rope or attack like, or maybe ER rope. For the support build, then you go with effect hit rate body, speed boot, tank stat on orb and ER rope, and just make him as fast as possible. Okay, where is the next 5-star? Luosha, the first limited 5-star sustain. So everyone was hyping on him, right? Because like Huohao can heal, like can one heal and max and just fill the HP up real quick. But for now it's not that good anymore. So I will suggest if you still want to play Luosha in 2025, like Cone, you just go quit Boko race. Actually make me survive through everything. So there's no need for you to go further. Maybe you can upgrade it to level 8, but that's it. Relics. For relics, I suggest you to go with like maybe outgoing healing boost, attack or defense or and ER rope, and maybe speed boot, and that's it. Okay. Yanqing. I don't know how to pronounce this though, but yeah, Yanqing actually performs like the normal hyper carry setup. So his best icon would be like Sleep Like Death for sure. This icon is actually pretty underrated on Yanqing because Yanqing can keep this buff for 2 turns actually. Because when he attack, right, and the buff come in, right, the buff actually stay up to next turn, but the effect that is set, it can only trigger every 3 turn. It actually have only 1 turn downtime. Yeah. So you can actually nuke the enemy really good with the light cone. And this light cone actually perform really well into like what is best, the PvP stuff. Yeah. The trace is broken right now, so but if you want to play Yanqing, yeah, just upgrade it. Just a standard DPS, just max this 3. Okay. And the relics, right? The ice set is probably the best. Yeah, you can just use ice set with crit rate body, attack boot, ice orb, and attack rope. Okay. Bailu. For the Bailu, is actually the build is at the same as Luosha, but the difference is you want an HP orb on her. That's all. The strongest character in the game, Bailu. True. So what do you want to do with Bailu? You keep Quid Boko again. Every single abundance character will suffer from Quid Boko. See, this is Bailu face. So this is her best in slot icon. Okay. The trace you can leave it whatever. If you want for more survivability, you might want to upgrade this because this actually reduce the damage your team take. So this one is good. Okay. And she can revive once if you don't know. So but we don't use that anyway. The thing about Bailu in the team is, unless it is a mistake or it's an extreme misfortune that caused your death in the run, if you go in and you're dying and you actually die and Bailu revive, there's a really high chance that you are gonna die anyway. You get what I'm saying, right? Because your team tank stat and DPS does not pass the requirement anyway. So if you die once, there's a really high chance you're just gonna die again and the run is just gonna fail. That's why the revive mechanic is not that good unless it's just an extreme misfortune and you can clear it. But just that this run is extremely bad. So the relics, you can go for whatever. You can go for the healing set, you can go for the speed set, eagle set, and the orb can be the supportive. So outgoing healing boost, body, speed boost, HP orb, and energy regen rope. Yeah, chip part. Okay, this is actually the last one. I will do the 4-star tomorrow. Just like I don't have any voice anymore. Okay, for the chip part. Chip part. So his base in slot light cone. If he play with the Acheron light, it's gonna be the trend of the universal market. But if it's not with Acheron, then his signature light cone or the day one of my life is really good. If you want him to get hit a lot, then yeah, this one is good. And to correct everyone like misunderstanding, I think someone might say that Lan Tao Choi actually give more taunt value than the moment of victory, but in reality it gives the same. So if you have this, you use this. No need to use this, okay? Because this one have more defense. Okay, for the trace, you just max this. This is all you need. You max the shield, and you get and you unlock only this one and this one. You unlock this, and this. Okay, no need to go for something else. The other thing is not needed. This one is also not needed. Okay, you don't want attack to increase like 35% for like death. Okay, yeah, not need. Save your ball. For the set, you can go with any set. Just stack up as much defense as possible. So defense body, speed boost, defense orb, and energy regeneration rope or defense rope. Okay. Oh, we're actually done with the 5-star. So thank you guys for joining today's stream. It's been like 5 hours. I know it's not like 8.5 hours like yesterday. Yeah, so good night guys. I'll just have some sleep. Good night. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.